Today, Nail has released, so we're gonna be playing for a little bit just to test out the character. We don't have any of the we don't have the cyber stack ready to use just yet. So we are instead playing the Harpie maximum monster, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we have one piece of the maximum already in our hand. But it does take until turn 6 to actually go for it. Oh, let me turn this off, turn this on. Okay. Draw a card, Recital. So Recital is pretty good to protect your maximum monsters since they count as just one monster when fully set up on the field. Unfortunately, it does only work against level 8 or lower monsters, so an opposing maximum will still get through. Let's go ahead and see if we can't beat over these aqua monsters. Welcome Benex and Rafflesia. Hope you're both having good mornings, afternoons, or evenings. Alright, so we do get hit by a ghost cyclone, but we lose the Recital, meaning we do get to keep Widespread Ruin, the much more important card here. And we know the face down card is definitely going to be a Shining City Lights, which is actually a problem. If they bring out a Kanan, that'll be 2300, and alongside Dion Keto, they'll have 2 ways to clear the Harpie Lady. We'll see how it goes. Trouble with Thunder is actually even worse than I had imagined, but it does make me think that they might not have any boss monsters. And Hydration. What a power turn. 2 spell trap removals, a full board of monsters. We are in some trouble. Oh, welcome Crimson. How are you doing today? We are off to a pretty bad start, it looks like. Still, the game technically isn't over yet. Okay, so we got another piece. Trick Pigeon isn't going to do anything for us here, but neither is Paku Paku Chew. We could recycle. But our life points are kind of low, so I'm not super jazzed about it. I think I might actually just pass. On turn number 6, we can get the right piece back out from the graveyard. And then we'll try to maximum summon and see how it goes from there. Alright, so this one's only 1400, so there is a chance they actually don't clear anything, which would be pretty funny. But they, of course, choose to get rid of the pigeon. And we draw the left piece. All part of the plan. Okay. We need to flip Harpie Lady and the tiger. Oh, this is not what I thought it did. Okay. I forgot that it's Beast Warriors and not Winged Beasts. So this card is actually pretty useless in my deck. Though I will still be able to use it, thankfully, because I have the Paku Paku Chew. Let's go ahead and activate this. Show middle. And then add the right side. So now we actually have a thing to do. We can either maximum summon, or we can summon them all individually. Of course, the maximum mode is able to attack all 3 monsters. Oh wait, but does that, I think I might need to actually do something. Yeah, I need to be able to... Oh no, okay, I'm right. For a little bit, I was thinking this might have had a restriction on it. Now, there is actually still an issue. A Dianketo goes up to 3400 with Disco Fever, so outing my maximum is actually pretty trivial. Level up awards are Femtron and whatever the other thing was. I will go over them after the game. For now, we are simply going to ram into all of these monsters. I do think we probably want a copy of Pierce somewhere in the deck. Another Cyclone. And unfortunately, they hit the 1 out of 3 to destroy my trap card. Oh, welcome, Joey. I guess I will throw another down. And we will simply swing. So I am, of course, not currently winning. The Harpie Lady Sisters are not great at actually getting in for damage. They need something to assist with it. I could add some Pierce, and the extra spells won't be too bad, since we also have the Trick Pigeon. Though, we'll see what they do. They might not actually remember to only set one monster. So if they are so they could have just decked us out. But instead, we are going to be taking the card lead. Also, where are their Dianketos? They only have 7 cards left in the deck, and we haven't seen a single copy. Widespread Ruin, making room for another spell. Would be my guess. The third Ghost Cyclone, but they whiff this time. Keeping the recital is pretty important here, as they shouldn't be able to get 2 Dianketos over this. So as long as we can stop the first one, we are in a good spot. But they choose to just pass turn. In which case, we will swing in. We could theoretically tribute it off and go for a triple board. The reason I chose not to go wide here is because trap cards could have prevented the lethal. Yeah, so, Renegade, this does get there. They're able to boost this up, but I'm going to be able to stop it. Also, they had more oh, or maybe I won't. So, now I'm the one losing. They have so many spell and trap card removals. That is wild. I've been hit by 3 Hydrations and 3 Ghost Cyclone. I guess they didn't have a normal monster. That is wild. My opponent almost definitely played that incorrectly. They would have been able to deck me out when they had 15 cards in deck. I was already down to like 8 or 9. But then they just kept playing things. Okay. We are going to put in a Piercer too. Now, what else can we cut? I mean, I guess the monsters don't care too much about trap cards. So we're gonna go like this. Oh, and, Rafflesia or somebody was asking about level ups. So we have Femtron. You're going to need 3 of this in whatever deck you choose to play. And unfortunately, the 3rd copy is not until level 25. But even rougher is that the final copy of Belsexgomani is not until level 35. And it seems like this is a pretty decent secondary boss monster for the Cyber stacks. We do have the Hydron monster coming out that can buff itself. But if you want another high level, this is definitely going to be it. So 3 Drago heads, 3 of the Hydron is only 6. You'll probably end up running 2 or 3 copies of this, given that the skill lets all of your left and right pieces serve as double tributes. So a very grindy character. And then we have the spell trap removal. So even though we should have lost, we managed to pick up the first game. Let's see how the next one goes. And it is a mirror. Probably. Alright, so we are up first and have a pretty reasonable hand. This will set up the turn 2 Paku. Set 4 and pass. We don't need to turn on the recital since Paku Pikachu is already representing the extra monster in hand. And of course we do see a Harpie lady. Alright, a pretty reasonable start. Unfortunately, we don't draw any methods to out this, so we will be setting once again. We want the Harpie lady in the graveyard to turn on the middle piece's effect. And they bring out 2 individual pieces. Boogie Master going to draw them an extra card, and then they'll be able to shuffle them away. Okay. They choose the one immune to trap cards to boost, which is another clever way to avoid my Widespread Ruin. It's our move, and we finally draw a Harpie Lady Sisters. Now, do we even summon it though? Probably. So we're going to, well, we need a second piece in the graveyard in order to actually use the skill, or the effect, I mean. Okay. So we have to go like this, attributing off Harpie Lady in order to be able to use this. Let's return 1, 2. And we want to be outing the Trap Immune monster, for sure. Battle phase and swing in. I don't mind losing it, since on a future turn, we're going to be able to recur the boss. And I'd rather keep the Widespread Ruin live. Force Raider seems pretty interesting. Just a big body. Definitely a wide spread here. And then we'll lose it to the Dionketo. Our move, we have a Silver Wolf to debuff if we need it. We draw another Harpie Lady Sisters. Okay. Activate the skill. Reveal. Add to hand. And ditch Harpie Lady. Bring in Silver Wolf. And we can do a bit of a debuff. Go here. Do it again. And then sisters onto the field. And this is going to work out just correct. Let's return these two. Drawing more maximum pieces is always a good plan for the deck. We buff up Harpie Lady Sisters, and then we can summon another copy. We aren't going to be buffing this one, though. Summon out Gazelle for extra damage, and throw down a Pierce. And now we clear the entire board, though we aren't actually dealing any damage. And now we pass. It is worth noting we are pretty low on deck space. Already down to just 13. Alright, we draw the right side, finally. Do we pierce here? I don't think so. I am going to wait. Okay. So the plan is simple. I'm gonna find the third maximum piece and then pierce through the entire board. Yeah, Renegade, I probably should have set the Gazelle. I agree. Welcome, Zexus. And hi, Septi. Okay. With the smaller deck size and skills to act as consistency, our maximum is going to be better. They will definitely be better. But I'm not sure if I would say that's going to make them tier 1. I have the most hope for Yggdrago because they seem to have multiple other pretty solid boss monsters. Okay. Do I use the skill here? Oh, it mills too. I'll do it. Reveal middle. And add left. Simply mill into it. And then we have to discard a card. Here we go. Let's max. For sure. We have Pierce. And Harpie Lady Sisters is able to attack all 3 monsters. We can also start putting cards back in the deck so we don't deck out. Boost Harpie Lady Sisters, inflict some burn, and battle. Wait, we don't deal any damage. I needed to save the Pierce. That is my fault. Also, I still should have destroyed the 3 monsters. I got distracted. But anyway, this is all part of the plan. Got bullied in rank for playing the Harpies. I mean, I think everyone is playing the Harpies. Definitely don't feel bad about it. We see Sisters is going to buff Dion-Keto, and they're going to go for a second one, I think. Bringing it up to 3,500 to out the maximum. However, yeah, Renegade, I agree the lack of being able to deal damage is quite rough. Unless the goal is to just deck the opponent out. We do have a recital, so we're okay for now. But losing one of my Pierces for no damage is gonna be a little bit rough. Especially with them having 8,000 life points. still, we're gonna do our best. Recital. Draw for turn. And, let's use the effect. We need to get as many cards into the deck as possible so we aren't decking out. There is definitely a argument that I should have waited a turn to use the effect here. Because if they go ahead and set some monsters, the extra 500 would be applied to 3 attacks instead of just 2. Alright, they are using their skill. So it looks like it is time for the counter maximum. They revealed the middle piece and have gotten the right side. Do they have the left? Oh. They have 2 of the pieces guaranteed. And they might have even added the other one on a previous turn. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so. If they're setting 3 cards, then probably not, huh? So, do these monsters have the defense points to stand up to the Harpie Lady Sisters? Let's find out. They need a combined total of around 2,000. Barrier, of course, lowering the damage by 800. Okay, we have, does this monster have over 1,200 defense? And it doesn't. Here comes the value of Pierce. I'll go ahead and send my opponent a nice. Ace Breaker seems to climb up on the list. Oh, absolutely. Ace Breaker is a pretty good deck to be running right now. Even if Ace Breaker can't destroy the Harpie maximum with its effect, 3,500 is going to beat 3,400. And overall, it should be pretty good into the other maximum decks as well. As Harpies are the only one that has the effect that makes it immune to monsters. Okay, we start off with the right side and multiple trap cards. Setting 4. A full T-pose. I might just do the same and save the Harpie Ladies for later. We could go ahead and summon it out and do like minor chip damage, but it doesn't seem all that worth it. And now we have a slight minuscule chance of high rolling into both other sides. Ancient Arise Dragon, no problem. I am happy to use Widespread Ruin here, clear out the dragon, and even keep one of my monsters alive as Trick Pigeon whiffs into a 1,000 defense monster. 2 more Trick Pigeons. Okay. Unfortunately, this is not the one that can get over Summon Skull. So I believe we are going to be passing. I mean, we could summon it, but it just... Why? I guess to dig through the deck. I'm convinced. That is fine with me. Yeah, yeah, I definitely feel the Exodia influence for sure. Here comes a Hammer Crush. So unfortunately, we are going to take some damage for my Hubris. Let's see what they go for. Probably the 2500. No, they actually choose to do it again. Another Trick Pigeon Clash. They did not learn the lesson from the first one. So Monster Reincarnation is actually quite strong. But is it good enough here? Do I want to summon these things when my opponent would be taking no damage? I think so. The damage is not that important. What we're doing is just turboing the pieces into rotation. We're milling as much as we can. Let's go ahead and discard Gazelle. And then Pakachu is gonna get them back again. Let's return Pocket to the deck and add the Gazelle right back. So my plan here is pretty simple. I'm gonna get these two into the graveyard and then use the Trick Pigeon and the Monster Reincarnation to get my pieces back into my hand without using the skill if I need to. I could actually set the Trick Pigeon, but that seems a little bit riskier. However, drawing more cards is always solid. Let's go ahead and clear out the low levels. Keep in mind, my opponent is going to be taking no damage. And we did confirm they have some form of face down card. Every Maximum Summon deck is going to feel like Exodia if you think like it. Yeah, it just is how it goes. Unfortunately, they did have another Hammer Crush here. And they are maximum summoning. Okay. They return 2 monsters for an attack boost and 500 burn. And they have gotten their maximum naturally. Activate the skill here. And we'll be adding the right side. We can send and then do we set a second one? I think so. This is just to dig. We're already dead to Pierce, so might as well get the extra card out of the hand. So we're gonna try to find the left side. Oh, thank you for the follow. When did I first get into Power World? I don't know. It was definitely a week or two after the game came out, for sure. But I've beaten the game on my own world, and I'm playing with a couple of friends as well. Okay, so we find the piece. Let's just go ahead and maximum summon. We definitely need to activate the middle piece's effect to get some cards back into the deck. 1, 2. Returning the middle piece does mean we have the ability to tribute summon it if we need to. Let's go ahead and throw this down and hope that they don't have a trap card to deal with this. And they do not. A barrier is not enough. Why don't psychics have maximums? The show writers said Roman is not allowed to do anything. Alright, so my opponent is setting a monster, but they are also summoning Trick Pigeon. Do they plan to maximum summon? Or why is this in attack mode? The mysteries of the universe evade us all. Let's just go ahead and Pierce and start swinging. Barrier, of course, reducing the damage, but why summon 3 monsters at all? And another barrier. Is that going to be enough to save them? With 2 barriers, they're reducing the total damage by 2,000. And it looks like it is enough. They end up at exactly 600 life. This game could definitely still go either way. I think there is a world where their own Harpie maximum outs mine. And then I'm not sure what we do. Battle phase, we are just swinging in. So if you all have been playing this on ladder, when you're against the Harpie max, only set 1 or 2 monsters. You don't want to get blown out by the opponent just tributing over it, but you also don't want to deck out. If you're just setting 3 monsters every single turn, you're not going to be able to do anything. The Omega Psychic Fusions are probably better than Maximums, though releasing them might be enough to get me into... You know, eventually, they are definitely going to release good Psychic support. So far, the Psychic decks have the best skills in the game, but there are just no Psychic cards worth playing. So, they are anguishing on the tier list. I think even just getting the chemical cures would be useful. Alright, so my opponent is definitely slowly accruing those maximum pieces. In the meantime, I will continue to swing. As is, we are the more likely one to deck the opponent out. However, they can maximum summon without using the skill. Yeah, so Rafflesia, that's why I suggest setting 2. That way they actually do need to still invest. Okay, now how do I out the maximum? I can get 1 card back. Okay. How many of these do I have in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3. Oh, plenty. Yeah. They have used Widespread Ruin, but they probably have another barrier. So, can I get to 4,000? I don't think so. This can go up to 3,500, but we're gonna be just a little bit off. Very interesting. Wait, okay, I have a plan. I'm gonna summon, Paku. And I'm just gonna have as many cards as we can. This gets another card into the deck for us. Gazelle to the hand. Silverwolf, needs to come out. And we will mill 1 card. For a little bit of a debuff. We need Summon Skull here. And then we need to summon Harpie Lady. Then we tribute summon Harpie Lady Sisters. We will return 2 cards into the deck. And this card has... Wait. No, I just returned the Harpie Lady Sisters. Which is, not what I needed to do. I needed to keep this one... I needed to add this to the hand so I could use the effect 3 times. And guarantee I beat over the monster. That is not great. Wait, I have a plan. Okay. Tribute Harpie Lady Sisters. Wait, but then I can't use the skill anymore. No, you see, I'm just throwing. Yeah, Renegade, I think you are correct. There was a turn where they only had 2 cards set. So that is my bad. Like I said, it has not been a clean play on my part at all. I should have definitely had access to a 3rd Harpie Lady Sisters here, to run over this, but now I'm just dying instead. And I had a lethal on a previous turn. Definitely not my best performance. It is a bit of an awkward deck to pilot, but I also have not been thinking about it at all. So maybe in the next game, we will do a little bit better. Oh, we got a skill. Okay. I definitely do not care about Rocket Draw. Let's see if we're able to do better in the next one. Alright, we are up first. And we have a potential line leading to a Pakachu. So I'm gonna go for that. And we put the Harpie Lady in, since we want Harpie Ladies into the graveyard for the middle piece's effect. Trick Pigeon, unlikely to be coming into play here. But it does have an effect, so I figured I would keep it. Pierce and a Widespread. That does not do a whole lot, but my opponent's board is incredibly lackluster. So I will take the bait and go into attack mode. I think my opponent is playing a suicide deck just to try to unlock skills for the character. As we can see from the grass. So no need to do anything here. We will try finding another actual game. Bum, 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 bum. It's possible that ranked duels are just the one they see first. It's easier to click on. Or maybe the casual duels take longer to find matches. I'm not sure. We are gonna go for it and just hope that the Widespread Ruin is good enough. Special summon the Garbage Lord. Exactly. How are you doing, by the way, Septi? I feel like it's been a while. Any interesting developments in the Fire Emblem world? Okay, a Mystic Dealer. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the maximum summon just yet. So I think I'll just play it normally. I could actually use one of these oh, I have a Rage of the Beast. Perfect. Setting this for later. And then do I summon the middle piece? Or do I just save it? think I'm inclined to keep it. They have the widespread, but that is fine. Unfortunately, we were missing the left piece. Alright, enjoy your night, or morning, or afternoon, Zexus. Anyone know any Harpie decks from Konami? And Clone. Okay. Oh, okay, I just missed a ton of things. Yeah, so Renegade, there was definitely a turn where they set 2. And I might have, but I think that's the turn I used Pierce. I'm not sure. If there was a second turn where they set 2, I could have gone for lethal, assuming it wasn't Recital face down, which it wasn't. Clone, the pack does come out in about 15 hours, I think. Okay, so we have 2 middle pieces. They are down widespread. I think we just, play normal. Just go bring a bunch of monsters onto the board. I have Reincarnation, so I don't want to add the R piece back into the deck just yet. Also, I could Pierce, but I'd rather save it for the maximum. Though I guess if both were 0 defense monsters, theoretically there was a lethal line. But they had a Recital, so it wasn't happening. And they had defense on their monsters. Let's see what Ria does, or Rui does. And Koname. Here's the list I am running. I think most people on the ladder are on something else. They're probably running some kind of secondary boss monster, apart from just the Summon Skull. Like an Ancient Arise Dragon, or some kind of 2500. But I wanted to keep it simple. We see them sending Trick Pigeon and a Recital to do nothing. Very well. Torna can out all these 0 defense monsters. But they choose the Summon Skull. Magician's Valkyria is protection for the Torna, but we already have 2 potential outs. And with Harpie Lady Scissors, it is no longer protecting anything. So, they can deal a little bit of damage and a clear Summon Skull. Is that going to be enough to save them, though? Our move, nothing impressive. We don't even have a Spell or Trap card to use with the Trick Pigeon. Let's do this. What do we mill? I think Harpie Lady will go ahead and ditch the Paku. Wait. I did not... I meant to click on this one. But that's okay, I suppose. We're just gonna add Summon Skull. Then, activate the effect here. We will return the 2 Harpie Ladies. And we're buffing the Summon Skull up to get over this. So now we have some barrier-proof action. Enter the battle phase. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Xerix. This could be another Recital, but I'd rather just swing in. Why don't I play Tachyon? That is because this is not a speed duel deck. I mean, okay, so I know we're looking at Summoned Skull and a Gazelle and Harpie Lady Sisters and Magician's Valkyria, and Widespread Ruin, and, but no, completely different game. Alright, so they have the maximum, but only 6 cards left in the deck, and 4 are being drawn next turn. Let's see how it goes for them. The issue is I am in a lot of danger to being pierced. So I guess I will set these 2. And we will see what my opponent does. They are setting more back row. Yeah, so Rathlesia, I have actually done a challenge before where I only use speed duel cards in my deck. It's actually not too bad. If they are not running Pierce or don't have it face down, we should be able to just safely set a few cards every turn and deck them out. Now, this does send cards to the deck to the graveyard, so I will not be using it. I need to survive 3 turns. Okay. I don't want to get run over by them trading this off either. So if I draw 3, I'll be at 5, and that's fine. I want to be able to make sure I can draw... Oh wait, they can just shuffle back their monsters. That's a great point. Okay. This does change things. But not too much. We still have plays. We could activate the skill to set up for later. As long as we don't deck out, it's okay. I will show them L and then add a piece of my hand. Oh no, I milled the other one. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. But it's okay. Let's send you to the grave. And then we will just, set 1. Do I still have any spellers or traps left? I think so. Okay. Let's see if this works. Yeah, my plan is to bring out my own maximum. There should be one, recital in the deck. But maybe I am wrong. Did I go down to just 1 copy? Or is it just the very last card? I guess we'll find out. Unless they have something. They choose to battle. And I do. Okay. So the plan is Trick Pigeon. Activate the effect. Ditch this. Get the final piece. Wait, oh, I forgot that this gets rid of 3 cards in my hand. I should have just gotten a middle piece and then put back 4 cards. I didn't do the math here. It is pretty late. I'm gonna blame it all on that. That's fine. At this point, I'm ducking out. But what I could have done is gotten the middle piece and then put back even more cards. I had more than enough life points to draw things out for another turn or 2. So I think realistically, I probably could have won every game so far tonight. However, it's also worth noting, we are playing exclusively mirror matches. If you look at the meta diversity, you would think we're in a T0 format, but this deck is actually probably pretty mid. It's just that everyone wants to play with the new card before the new box comes out and makes this skill essentially worthless. Let's just go ahead and set our cards. Assuming Master 1 is Master Duel. There are definitely people who play both Master Duel and Duel Links. Yes. Okay, so my opponent has also set 3. Yeah, got to love the skills with the 20-hour lifespan. That's why everyone's playing it. We have 2 days to play this deck before it becomes completely irrelevant. I'll summon these out. Why not? See if I can't get over a couple of monsters here. So they have a barrier. The face down card is barrier. Yeah, setting 1 probably would have been a better play in the previous game, since I still had 5,000 and they were down all of their bosses. Sure. I think we're gonna be doing this for a while. My opponent is on Rush on Yggdrago, so we'll see if this works out for them. I don't have my Pierce set up yet, so maybe they'll be able to do it. What songs am I using? I actually don't know. I went on YouTube and I looked up like City Pop royalty-free playlist, and then I just downloaded it. Okay, I do have a monster reincarnation. I think the plan is start milling. Show them the Harpie Lady Sisters. And then we are simply so good at Yu-Gi-Oh! We will simply mill the cards. And we'll start assembling our Exodia. I should have sent a Harpie Lady, though. I don't really care about not outing the Ancient Arise Dragon at all. So I'll just go here and pass. And welcome, Sarah. Hope you're having a good one. Alright, and the Ancient Arise isn't even staying in attack mode, even though I didn't choose to clear it, which is very entertaining. Another tribute set. What is my opponent doing? Are they just trying to dig for the Yggdrago that desperately? Alright, we found the Pierce, so that is a great sign. Let's mill some more. Of course, we didn't find the card we're looking for, but that is okay. We will keep the Pierce around. We don't have any reason to realistically get rid of it. I have not played Master Duel in a while, and I don't plan on re-downloading it. I know they have that Sword Soul promotion going on, but it's not enough to convince me to come back. Now, if they add a rush to Master Duels, then we might be cooking. So, what is Nail doing? I think they do have one of the Yggdrago pieces, but they are missing the others. They've kind of had one card sitting in their hand for a while. Give us rush in anything but Duel Links. Are you saying the Switch game Psycho Battle Royale is not your preferred method of playing rush duels? We already have it outside of Duel Links. How could we possibly want anything else? Yeah, so I actually have the Japanese version of the Switch game, so I have like the fusions and stuff. But even that one, it's obviously not updated because they made a sequel for the Go Rush eShop, which is free. So if you actually really want to, you could go play that one. Hammer Crush coming in, and that is why I did not set my Pierce. I'm keeping this for when I get the maximum assembled. I guess I'll flip the pigeon. Oh, and my opponent might actually be at 2 pieces of Yggdrago now. So that is fun. Oh, yeah. So I think you're right. Even the Switch game for Go Rush is still outdated. Which is unfortunate. I mean, I did indeed mill Widespread Ruin here, but also it really doesn't matter. I'm just kind of digging through my entire deck. We are both searching for our one of maximum monsters, and it's very entertaining. We are simply floundering. And I also somehow still only have one Harpie Lady in the discard pile. Okay. I mean, I could summon this. I don't see why not. Battle. Oh, so Renegade, I see you have leaked my, my plans, my DMs to myself. I will indeed be running, a a deck with all of the maximums in it. Though I'm not going to stop at one ofs. I will be running all 9 pieces of Yggdrago. I will be running all 9 pieces of Magnum Overlord. I will be running the 5 Harpies. That's 23 cards. I'll add a Widespread Ruin, Monster Reincarnation, and some random cards to help me survive. And I will summon any maximum monster I can find. So, Sarah, the maximum decks are definitely going to be somewhat popular in the festival, but I would be pretty surprised if Royal Rebels and Thunders don't have access to, or if the other decks don't do. I forgot all of these cards are limit 3 because they're bad. I don't know why they would bother. Yeah, Yukichireikyu. There was definitely that double max deck in the OCG. I guess I just go in at this point. Is this a tribute monster? No. Okay. Activate the skill. Wait. Okay. Time for experimentation. I'm not adding anything. Wait, part 2. Pierce. Okay. So if I don't add anything to the hand, now do I get to Pierce? Yes. Okay. There we go. We did it. Yeah, Renegade. I think that is actually in the patch notes. Lorna limits like Exotic. So, Septi, it's not that the individual pieces are all limit 1 or limit 3. But that Harpie Lady Sisters is limit 3. And then Yggdrago's head is limit 3. And Magnum Overlord's head is also limit 3. So you can run 9 copies of any one. Except the Harpie limits where we're soft limited. But I can't run them all together in a full maximum deck. So then the question, like Renegade says, is do I run 1 copy of each head or not? And that becomes a lot less appealing, unfortunately. Just don't play the heads. So if the Magnum Overlord skill is not mistranslated, I will be trying that. There has been some suggestions that it is not a skill that lets you play any monster with 2200 or above, but rather the skill is meant to completely block us from high-level monsters like Dragius entirely. So that is the first thing I will be checking after I open all of the packs and unlock the skill. Our opponent is not on a maximum skill. We are going to play some actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. Maybe. So before Curtain of Sparks or Barrier can be set up, we swing in with Gazelle. Then we do this to avoid a Doriado or the Magician's Valkyria. And we swing in for the 1300 safely. Yeah, wait, okay. So, Renegade. What I'm saying is not that it's reversed, but that it's all monsters need to be 2100 or lower. Like, keep in mind how poorly translated things like Blue Falcon Formation are. And how they, like, errated Volt Condor skill, and then had to errata the errata twice. So there's a good chance the skill does not just function at all the way that it says it does. Alright, so Magic Curtain. To play around my white bed that I don't have. That said, we do not have an out to 7-zone magician, so we are going to be crying about it. Let's just set here and swing it over. We could have cleared the light sorcerer, but it doesn't seem that useful. Yeah, Yukichi, I also think I could do a good enough job at translating the skills as well. You don't even need to know Japanese. Like, if you get some dictionaries, these skills are formatted very commonly. Like, it's not hard. You could hire someone with no Japanese experience and get a better translation than what we see showing up here. Okay, also, Tempest out of nowhere. Rafflesia. Are you talking about, like, the flavor text? Or, I don't remember too many translation issues in Cross Duel. Though, if you remind me, I'll probably be like, oh yeah. Like, things like Object Shredder and everything were all straightforward, right? Like, I think Cohesion worked the way it said on the tin. So I still don't have anything here. Okay, so, Xerix. I know what the phrase means, but who is the Andy that it's named after? Like, is this a specific player? Or, like, in Smash Brothers, they have, like, no Johns, but there was, like, a original John that became the generic name. Like, who is Andy? Oh, from League. I'm not familiar enough. I am just trying to find the pieces. Might as well add the piece to hand. And then just discard it. And we don't need the Pakachu, since we aren't actually doing anything. We don't need any extra cards. Multiple Andys in a row, which is why the name stuck, makes sense. It's the group. It's everyone doing it together. All of the Andys are here as one. Okay, but one ability or one trick. Shield grabbing Sarah. I haven't heard that one. There's a trap that confused people? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I know what a shield grab is. I thought we were still talking about League. But actually, yeah, I haven't heard of that. So, I haven't played Smash in a while. But I remember, back when I did, it was all about the up B out of shields. Assuming you're just trying to, like, randomly destroy some random person at locals, they will continuously, without fail, choose to jump into your shield and nair, and then get hit by Ike's up B for 300%. I think I just activate the skill. Why not? Here you go. And I simply am good at Yu-Gi-Oh! We can send the Pocket to the grave. And it is max time. Remember that we can't actually deal any damage, but we can set up this Music Princess's recital. And we could deal the 500, in case they have like 2 Curtain of Sparks. Gaining the extra attack points is useful here. Return these 2 into the deck. And let's battle. White Sped Ruin does not function. They are at the function, not functioning. Ice Poseidon. I see. I've heard the name, do not know them, but makes sense. It is indeed the Andy collection, huh? Thank you for looking it up. But yeah, I do enjoy pressing my toggle. You can see I turned it back on because we got the recital now. And we don't want to lose to a lone 7-zone magician. I feel like they have had 15 billion turns to try to find the pieces they need to out this. So if they aren't able to, that is a skill issue. Alright, Fire Golem is here to lower my non-existent defense. And Witch. What you need is Witch, summon Magician, and then just summon a second one. So what was the original or what were the Andys doing? Like, was it the same thing? Or like, I wonder how it got applied to, like, oh, an Andy is someone who loves to do something potentially unnecessary? I don't know. Or bad? I feel like it's not necessarily negative. But it's, like, jokingly derogatory. That's my interpretation of the cultural osmosis. Let me know if that's correct. Alright, so we do the other shield, or the other pierce, but obviously it's not doing anything here. So I think we just battle. And that is game. Hey, I'll have you know, Ultimate's net play is the sole reason that my Bowser and Donkey Kong and Ganondorf were able to reach Elite Smash. It is wonderful, no-flaw net play, designed to really reward the better player. Oh, React. Okay, I have heard React Andys, so that makes sense. It is the original. Very, very fun dose of internet history. Thank you. I wonder if they are ever gonna include legend cards that aren't imports. Like, I feel like the name does imply it is stuff from Yu-Gi-Oh's past that is legendary. But if they ever want to make a card where it's like, oh, this effect is too good, let's limit it to one, they could theoretically throw it in a legend. But I wonder what kind of thing would be worthy of the title. With over 10,000 cards, surely the TCG OCG format has just about whatever they're trying to adapt. Barrel Dragon. And of course, they are simply better at Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't care about Recital here, since I don't need Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I just need to draw into the maximum and sack my opponent. 2600. Cannot clear with Harpie Lady Sisters. I don't have the Winged Beast to support it. So we are going to set 3 and pass. Everyone's favorite. And I will simply hard draw into the other pieces. Barrel Dragon coming in. Simply a superior Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. I'll take 2K. That is fine. Or 2.6. Oh boy. They could have the widespread here. So, in respect to the trap, I'm going to pass here and hope they whiff the Barrel Dragon. As long as they don't hit with the effect, I have plenty of recitals to save me. There we go. All part of the plan. Let's see them out it now. Alright, they are gonna go ahead and activate the skill. But they don't find anything. And will they choose to actually attack or not? They do not. Pretty smart play. I will also be using the skill. We are digging. And there's another piece of the max. I can ditch maybe one of the Pierces. I definitely want to set these. And the question becomes whether or not to ditch my second Pierce for the widespread. But I don't think so. Let's go ahead and pass it over. After Street Fighter 6, refusing to play without or fullback net play. Honestly, pretty fair. We see them continuing to mill for their maximum pieces. Who will find it first? Yeah, unfortunately, they are going to see that we don't have any barriers here. Oh, but they actually just choose not to look at it anyway. Okay. Activate the skill. Reveal. And did we mill it? We did. We will be adding the final piece to our hand. And we will ditch the Gazelle. Maximum summon. Here we go. Let's buff up and return some cards to the deck. We are running out of spaces. Battle phase. Swing, swing, and swing. We don't deal any damage here, but that is okay. All part of the plan. Sipper Kipper is definitely right. We have the Rush Duel top 50 in the world milling skill. But here we go. They are revealing some Harpie ladies and adding more to the hand. They have 8 cards in deck. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in hand. Do they have the maximum? I don't think they do. I think they are coping. Alright, but they are good at Yu-Gi-Oh! They do choose to simply set one monster. What do I want to do about it? I could tribute this off and then get back the Trap Immune version and buff it. But with 5,500 life points left, that seems pretty significant. I want to get them down lower before I go for that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pierce. Just do it this turn. Clear out this spot so we can monster reincarnation later. Get them down just a little bit. And do we have any other tributes in the deck? Summon Skull is gone, but there should be another Harpie Lady Sisters. Okay. And they are making some moves themselves. What are they going to summon? Dianketo is a potential out, but they would need a lot of attack boost if they want that to happen. So I'm still not convinced. Pierce, okay. So they are also on Pierce. I like that. Hydration. They were making the way to remove my spells or my traps. Very interesting. Both of my recitals are gone, which would have been able to protect me from non-Harpie boss monsters. They have added the middle piece and conceded as they are simply running out of cards in their deck. A very elaborate play just to lose afterwards. But I respect it. That was a fun game, but maybe only from my perspective. Okay, a while ago, Casual mentioned the Beast Engine is very much not doing anything in the deck. And they've actually suggested going for Growl to help out maximums. Wait, but that doesn't work. I was just trying to catch up on any chat messages I missed. But the, I'm pretty sure Growl has the level restriction. So I am going to have to go confirm that. Let me go take a look. Yeah, Growl definitely says a level 8 or lower monster. So it is not the maximum out. I mean, I guess I can clear the other little Harpie ladies, but I don't really care about 2100 bodies. They don't do anything. Reincarnation. They really want the Silent Assailant, huh? giving up a Prima Gotarna just to set a couple of monsters face down. Would not make sense, so of course, Giftarist is coming in. They paid the 300 for Psychic Drive, but Roman Pick is in the graveyard. And Monster Reincarnation is too. So why? Why bother? Mysteries that cannot be solved by mankind. Our brains are too primitive. Honestly, I probably should just wall up here. But this is funnier. So, I mean, sometimes you gotta go for it. Okay, so I am confirmed to be good at Yu-Gi-Oh! They could have a Severing Psychic Wall, which would be an issue. I could play around it by tributing off this middle piece as well, but I am simply not going to, as they will not have it. They have it. But they shouldn't have used it here. They should have saved the Giftarist instead. Almost certainly. Though I guess they didn't want me to. They didn't want to risk me not attacking. So I guess I can see it. Here comes a Kana. Interesting. Smooth move. I suppose I am in trouble for getting a little cheeky. Luckily, no piercing. But honestly, I'd say getting rolled by a deck as bad as Psychic kind of shows you the overall power level of the skill. I'll show them the ladies. Add back, middle piece, and send the regular one to the graveyard. Summon, summon. Mill. Debuff. Summon, and we just keep it going. Harpie Lady Sisters. Let's return these to the deck. Clear out the 2 boss monsters, and that's good enough for now. We have Pierce, we have Protection. Simply built different. They can obviously out this pretty easily, with a decent draw. But do we really believe in a Psychic player to draw well? Because I do not. Oh, apparently, ran out of music. Time to restart. Alright, activate the effect, show the piece, add the right side piece to the hand. We'll send Pocket to the graveyard. Set. And I think I'm fine waiting. Well, I'll summon the Gazelle. No, that'll just power up their board, with Pumagotarnas. So, no point. The Harpies are very bad. We've been winning a lot of games. Hopefully that explains it. And realistically, if I didn't have a bunch of misplays, I would have won more or less every game we've played tonight. However, everyone else is also playing Harpies, so it is not really a litmus test. Alright, they are boosting up the bouncer, but we do have an out to this. Guitarist does make things a little bit more complicated. However, that's not going to be enough. Do they have the spell card removal? They do. What will they target? Incorrect. So that'll be a quick widespread ruin. Simply should have rolled dice better. Good anti-Harpie decks. Everything. Any deck in the game. Let's go ahead and use the skill. Reveal middle. Add back the left. Ditch Gazelle. Activate Sisters. Return the Harpie ladies into the deck. And then it is maximum summon time. And now we do it again. See how they deal with this. Yeah, Harpie experience is not drawing them and losing, or drawing them too late and being decked out. That is correct. They might fare better tomorrow with the new skill and the Harpie's Pet Dragon. But like we said earlier in the stream, the reason everyone is playing this deck right now is because it is not going to exist tomorrow. The skill, not the play. Even if the box comes out and you want to play maximums, you'd play either of the other ones over this. We see them setting a bunch of cards, which is probably a poor decision. Those 4 cards in deck are not looking great. And also, psychic monsters have no defense, so they are very dead. Alright, so Harpie ladies were able to beat psychics. Truly a high accolade. Very honorable distinction. Another wacky skill, I suppose. Sure. I think we're gonna go until we lose a game. I unfortunately do have stuff to do. So I can't stay up all night playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As much as I really would like to. Here comes another nail. Almost certainly a Harpie mirror. No! What could they be running? Maybe they managed to find Hammer Crush Deal. No. It is the Rush On skill. Back from Google, found the Japanese skill leak. Yugi skill only works with spellcasting in machines of 2100 or less. That's my favorite potential deck down the drain. So I think I've done something slightly incorrect here with the Harpies. Very powerful. So I said we would play until we lose, and it's looking like it might be a quick one. Glad you managed to come back just in time, Renegade. Somehow we did survive. If we draw exactly the other maximum piece, we can continue playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Silver Wolf is not gonna be it. I will show them my hand. I think they deserve it. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Rami Medmark. We will go out in style. We'll play every single card from our hand and beat into this 7th Zone Edition before taking a nice Widespread Ruin or Barrier to close it out. Technically, my opponent only did have light monsters in the graveyard, so they didn't theoretically have a guaranteed way to clear with the Summon Skull. But that is going to be all for tonight. Let's go see if there's anyone on Twitch to raid. Bum, 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 bum. If you have any last-minute burning questions, make sure you get them in now. Still planning on trying the deck even before thinking about the Dragia's possibility, so I'll be fine with it. Worse than the nail skill, for sure, but it should be okay. Fair assessment. Okay, so Twitch, Duel Links, anyone else rushing? Harpie Maximum, Icy Gamers, perfect. Hold on, I need to actually log into Twitch, so this will be lasting for just a moment more as we set it up on my computer. That is not my password. And then, Twitch has a verification code. Alright, and now we should be logged in. Which means we go here. Copy the username. And then we go into the studio. You can tell I do not do this very often. Normally, nobody is running Rush at all. So, raid. Icy Gamer Z2. And should be ready to go in just a moment. Thank you everyone for watching.